She said, Bryan, I hear you're a young lawyer, and you just moved to Montgomery. I said, yes, ma'am. And then she said, well, I'm Johnny Carr. I'm the architect, the director of the Montgomery Improvement Association. And since you're a young lawyer, I'm going to call you up sometimes, and I'm going to ask you to go some places and speak. And then she said, sometimes I'm going to call you up and ask you to go some places and listen. And then she said, when I call you up and ask you to do something, you're going to say, yes, ma'am. So I said, yes, ma'am. And sure enough, she would call me up and she said, I need you to go over here, I need you to go over there, and I want you to go over there, and I would do it. And one day she called me up, she said, Bryan, Rosa Parks is coming to town. Miss Parks is coming back from Detroit. We're going to get together and talk. And we're going to go over to Virginia Durr's house. Virginia Durr, of course, an amazing woman whose husband, white woman whose husband, Clifford Durr, represented Dr. King. So we're going to go over to Miss Durr's house and we're going to talk. And she'd say, do you want to come over and listen? I'd say, oh, yes, ma'am, I do. And sometimes when she was worried, she'd say, now, Bryan, what does the word listen mean? And I would explain to her. So I did, and I went over there and I listened to these women talk, and they were just talking and talking. And it was the most inspiring thing. And I got to spend some more time with Miss Parks later in life, but this was the first time. And what excited me was that they weren't talking about what they had done. They were talking about what they were going to do. And it wasn't just their identity. It wasn't just their awareness and proximity. It wasn't their ability to change narratives. It wasn't even their hopefulness. It was their willingness to talk about difficult things and their desire to do them that most moved me. And after listening to them talk for 2 hours, at one point Ms. Parks turned to me and she said, Bryan, tell me what the Equal Justice Initiative is. Tell me what you're trying to do. I looked at Ms. Carr to see if I had permission to speak, and she nodded. So I gave Ms. Parks my rap. I said, well, we're trying to do something about over-incarceration. We're trying to do something about the criminal justice system. We're trying to do something about wrongful convictions. We're trying to do something about excessive punishment. We're trying to do something about race. We're trying to do something about poverty. We're trying to represent children prosecuted as adults. We're trying to help the mentally ill. I gave her my whole rap, and when I finished, she looked at me and she said, She said, that's going to make you tired, tired, tired. And that's when Ms. Carr leaned forward and she put her finger on my face and she said, that's why you've got to be brave, brave, brave. I know there's an incredible amount of intellectual resource in this room. I know there's an amazing amount of skill and talent. And I know that it is challenging and exhausting to be dealing with some of the problems that I've been talking about. I know it's challenging and exhausting to get close to people who are suffering and marginalized. It's challenging to deal with the complex situations and this history, this legacy of indifference. But I hope you will be brave, brave, brave. And I will be excited to be a part of the work that you're all doing and to see the fruits of it throughout this state. Thank you very, very, very much.